Many sectors of Canada's economy have been clobbered by U.S. tariffs. Bombardier's private jets are selling globally, and so they're building a new plant, expanding.
We'll be able to change the way we're producing to bring more efficiency in the way we're producing the airplane.
I think they're looking at flexibility, to have the ability to not have to build a whole new plant for the Gripen, just reallocate capacity between Toronto and Montreal to create that space.
If aerospace power had a physical address, Montreal is about to add another one to the map. A $400 million fighter jet factory is rising in Quebec, bringing hundreds of high-skilled jobs and reshaping Canada's place in global defense manufacturing. This is not a press release headline or a distant promise. Concrete is being poured, steel frames are climbing skyward, and equipment orders are already locked in. What's happening here goes far beyond construction. It signals a shift in military production, economic leverage, and national sovereignty that few outside the industry fully grasp. $400 million, 126,000 square feet, completion targeted for 2027. These numbers are not projections or marketing language. They are the specifications for Bombardier's new Gripen final assembly and integration facility now taking shape in Montreal. Foundations are going in, structural steel is rising, machinery has been ordered, and workers are already being lined up. This is no longer a concept or a negotiation phase. The factory is real, and every day that passes makes it more permanent. The significance runs deeper than another industrial project. This facility represents a complete fighter jet production capability on Canadian soil, independent of American components and approvals. That alone reshapes strategic relationships across North America and NATO. While Washington watches closely, construction continues because there is no authority to stop it. Canada is building this capability under its own sovereignty, using European design and British engines, and that changes the balance of power in ways that extend far beyond Quebec. The factory itself tells part of the story. At 126,000 square feet, the building spans roughly 3 acres of production floor under one roof. For perspective, a typical Home Depot covers about 105,000 square feet. This facility exceeds that, purpose-built for advanced aerospace manufacturing. High bay ceilings allow vertical fuselage work. Climate-controlled environments protect composite materials. Clean rooms handle avionics integration. Dedicated test cells verify critical systems before aircraft ever leave the building. Every component of the layout is designed to take Gripen E and F fighters from individual parts to fully assembled aircraft ready for delivery. The $400 million investment covers far more than walls and floors. Industry estimates suggest roughly $150 to $200 million goes toward constructing the facility itself. Another $100 million is allocated to specialized aerospace equipment. Around $50 million supports tooling specific to Gripen assembly. The remaining $50 to $100 million funds workforce training, certification processes, and startup operations. This is not temporary contract work tied to a single order. It creates permanent production capability with infrastructure meant to operate for decades. The timeline moves fast by aerospace standards. Groundbreaking either already happened or is underway in early 2026. Major construction continues through 2026 into 2027. Equipment installation overlaps with building completion. Worker training begins around mid-2027, followed by certification and testing later that year. The first aircraft are expected to roll off the line in 2028. Bombardier knows how to execute this kind of ramp-up. The company has built and expanded business jet facilities before. Saab brings the manufacturing playbook from Sweden. Engineering processes, quality systems, and production standards transferred directly to Montreal. The formula is straightforward. Saab provides the blueprint, Bombardier executes locally, and the result matches Swedish-built aircraft in every measurable way. Employment numbers are being described carefully as hundreds of jobs, a phrase that covers a wide range. In practical terms, final assembly of fighter aircraft demands a large, highly skilled workforce. Assembly technicians follow complex engineering drawings and perform precision installation. Quality inspectors validate every system. Avionics specialists integrate advanced electronics. systems engineers troubleshoot production challenges and refine workflows. These roles pay well and offer long-term careers in advanced manufacturing. Direct employment at the factory represents only part of the impact. Aerospace jobs carry a strong multiplier effect. For every position on the production floor, 2 to 3 additional jobs appear across the supply chain. Steel providers deliver raw materials. Electronics manufacturers ship components. Logistics companies manage transportation. Machine shops fabricate custom parts. Engineering firms provide specialized services. If Bombardier employs 500 people directly, the broader regional employment effect could approach 1,500 positions. Montreal was not chosen randomly. The city already stands as one of North America's premier aerospace hubs. Bombardier's headquarters are there. Pratt & Whitney Canada operates nearby. CAE builds simulation systems. Bell Textron manufactures helicopters. Hundreds of suppliers surround them. Thousands of skilled workers live in the region, supported by technical schools and universities, feeding the industry with trained talent. Gripen assembly fits naturally into this ecosystem, expanding an existing foundation rather than creating something from scratch. There's another strategic advantage that rarely gets discussed outside industry circles. Rolls-Royce is already establishing engine production capacity in Montreal. The EJ230 engines that power the Gripen E and F will be manufactured in the same city where airframes are assembled. That creates a tightly integrated supply chain. Engines arrive from across town instead of crossing oceans. Quality control happens face-to-face. Lead times shrink. Coordination improves. When production targets range from 20 to 30 aircraft per year, keeping engines and airframes within the same metropolitan area eliminates logistical bottlenecks that can derail schedules. That independence carries major political weight in Quebec. Premier François Legault has emphasized economic development and high-quality jobs as core priorities. A $400 million factory delivering hundreds of permanent aerospace positions aligns directly with that vision. Infrastructure of this scale outlasts election cycles. Workers support families for decades. Quebec strengthens its role in advanced manufacturing while reducing reliance on external supply chains. Federal backing is expected, even if details remain private. When a Canadian company invests hundreds of millions into defense manufacturing, that creates skilled jobs and positions the country as a NATO fighter production hub, Ottawa has every incentive to help. Support may come through tax incentives, workforce training programs, infrastructure assistance, or direct grants. The strategic value makes federal involvement almost inevitable. This also fits neatly with broader political messaging. Mark Carney campaigned on sovereignty and standing firm against external pressure. Bombardier building Gripens in Montreal delivers tangible results in both areas. The production schedule carries deeper implications. Canadian-built Gripens are expected to arrive before F-35 Block 4 upgrades, which remain delayed into the mid-2030s. The Montreal facility comes online while the F-35 program struggles with TR-3 software delays and engine shortages. The timing underscores a larger point. European platforms are delivering production capacity faster than American programs are resolving technical backlogs. Once construction begins, momentum becomes irreversible. By the time Washington fully grasps the consequences, hundreds of millions will already be spent, workers will be trained, and suppliers will be locked in. There is no practical mechanism to stop a sovereign nation from building fighters on its own soil using non-American technology. Economic pressure would devastate cross-border trade worth hundreds of billions annually. Military pressure is unthinkable. Diplomatic protests accomplish little when concrete is curing and assembly lines are taking shape. The investment itself creates commitment. Canceling after $200 million in construction would raise an impossible question. Who reimburses Bombardier? Canadian taxpayers would reject it. The U.S. government would never agree. Every dollar poured into the facility deepens the political and financial cost of reversal. Employment adds another layer of protection. Each worker hired represents a household. Each household votes. Communities benefiting from aerospace jobs will not support leaders who dismantle their livelihoods to satisfy foreign demands. That dynamic flips traditional leverage. Instead of dependency creating vulnerability, domestic employment creates political defense. Supply chain commitments reinforce the same effect. Dozens of companies are preparing to provide parts and services. Each one invests in capacity and staff to meet Bombardier's requirements. Canceling the factory would ripple outward, collapsing contracts, wasting private investment, and eliminating jobs across Quebec's aerospace ecosystem. The political consequences would be immediate and severe. The factory design reportedly includes room for expansion. At 126,000 square feet, the facility already supports significant output, but aerospace plants often reserve space for future growth. If demand increases, Bombardier can add production lines and raise output from 20 or 30 aircraft annually to 40 or even 50. That flexibility opens doors beyond Canadian needs. If countries like Poland, Spain, or Germany select Gripen and want North American production, Montreal stands ready. Integration goes beyond engines. Avionics, landing gear, hydraulics, and structural components all come from qualified suppliers, many already embedded in Canada's aerospace network. Bombardier's role centers on coordination, quality assurance, and final integration. That orchestration alone generates extensive employment across the region. The knowledge gained does not disappear when current contracts end. Workers trained on Gripen E-fighters carry those skills forward. Quebec builds permanent expertise in advanced military aviation. Future upgrades, modifications, or entirely new programs become possible because the foundation already exists. Quality standards remain uncompromising. Saab will not risk its reputation. If you found this breakdown helpful, take a moment to support the channel by hitting the like button. It really helps these videos reach more people who care about real-world industry and geopolitics. And if you want more deep dives like this, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. New videos come regularly, and subscribing helps keep this kind of independent, detailed reporting alive. Thanks for watching, thanks for being part of the community, and stay tuned for what's coming next.